Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Bulldog Show. Well, top story. Donald Trump is calling for the primarying. He asked Kevin McCarthy, he says, it's time to primary good old Mitch McConnell. I agree. Do you think anyone else running for governor of Kentucky in the Republican primary is going to support what Trump is calling for? Cameron's not. None of them are. There's only one, and that's me. If you want one reason to vote for me for governor of Kentucky, I'm the guy against Mitch McConnell. All right, Biden gets busted with classified documents at the Penn Biden Center, vice presidential time, classified documents, no legal right, absolutely no reason for him to have them, against the law, 1,000%. What are you going to do now, Merrick Garland? What are you going to do now? It's hysterical. Hypocrisy knows no bounds. Scott Gottlieb, if I'm pronouncing that right, who is from Pfizer, board member of Pfizer, is involved in trying to get Twitter, was involved in Twitter, to try to protect Pfizer from criticism as it related to their booster shots, particularly as it related to his immunity just as good, so forth and so on. They didn't want any criticism of their little shot, their little vaccine. More about Pfizer later. IRS. Well, the facts are in. Apparently, you know what IRS uses, who they go after most in audits? The middle class. Now, I'll tell you why they do that. It's easier. It's easier to scare them. They're easier tax forms. It's just easier. So they go after the middle class. You know, you can't go after somebody like Donald Trump, for example, because he's got lawyers and he fights you, and you got this, that, and everything. It's too complicated. So what do? They go after the middle class. Lynette Hardaway, may she rest in peace. She was the Diamond in Diamond and Silk, and she recently passed away. I think it was yesterday. It was announced. I first saw it by Trump. She's one of our teammates, and we'll miss her. Biden actually mistook this guy right here, a Salvation Army man, from a Secret Service guy. No, he doesn't have dementia. Last but not least, the Joe Biden campaign wanted Facebook to suppress, monitor, whatever they could to Tucker Carlson. Imagine that. You know, I can't wait for the big reveal about Facebook, YouTube, Google, as it relates to the same issues that Twitter's revealed. Come on, we know they've done the same thing. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Up next will be your local news. Ladies and gentlemen, American jury and Bulldog Nation, our top story in local news is Damar Hamlin is back in Buffalo. The University of Cincinnati trauma doctors escorted him to the airport where he flew to Buffalo, and he said, thank you very much, and he's now glad to be home in Buffalo. By the way, just so you know, I spent 10 days in the hospital with my infection arm. I was ready to lose my mind. But bottom line is he's in Buffalo, and he will continue his rehab in Buffalo. Wish nothing but the best to Damar Hamlin. Long crime. Christopher Hubbard was found guilty Monday of 7 of 11 charges against him, including shooting 3 officers. Hubbard shot at multiple police officers on August 31st and hit Middletown officer Denny Jordan. Hubbard also shot a Butler County deputy and an Ohio State patrol trooper. All survived. More details have been released regarding the fatal shooting in Peters Township of a tattoo shop. Michael Guilfoyle shot shop owner Brian Wilson 17 times. That's some anger. Outside the State Gold tattoo shop. The gunman said the owner had disrespected him as a man. A $5 million bond was set for Guilfoyle. In local news, missing Middletown man Clifford Phillips was found dead near Gardner Park back on January 1st. Police aren't sure how long the body laid in the tree line near the park. The 62-year-old man went missing on November 23rd. The coroner ruled his cause of death hypothermia. Very sad. Owners of the Ohio Renaissance Festival are considering a location change in the village of Harveysburg. Harveysburg is proposing a new ticket tax that would increase ticket prices by as much as $2. Ownership is considering a move to Massey Township location. I went to that once, maybe twice. It was fun. Been a long time ago. Kentucky State news. 3 new members of the Kentucky Supreme Court will be sworn in this week in Frankfort. New Kentucky Supreme Court Justice Lawrence B. Van Meter was sworn in. By the way, he's the new Chief Justice. Now Van Meter will swear in Justice Angela McCormick Bissick and Justice Kelly Thompson. Drug maker Pfizer recently gave $1 million to the Kentucky Republican Party Building Fund. Leaders have said the money will likely go toward expanding the party's Frankfort headquarters. I'm doing a special show on that. As of yesterday, Kentuckians now can apply for assistance if they're having trouble paying electric bills. That's everybody. If you're in a crisis situation, you can apply for a one-time $400 benefit through community action agencies. In 2022, the program helped over 4,300 households. In Ohio State news, 2 new changes are going to impact affordable housing projects in Ohio. The new laws include a change for developers that restricts them from using multiple tax credits. A Democratic-based law firm has filed a lawsuit against the state of Ohio for the adoption of some new election laws. The lawsuit calls out 3 laws specifically: a more strict ID requirement, a shortened window for provisional ballot, and a tighter deadline for mail-in ballots. All good laws. And in sports, the Georgia Bulldogs beat TCU, embarrassing 65-7. It was a joke. Bama, I don't care what anybody says, 2 losses or what, 2 losses, last play of the game away. They were ranked 5th. They were really should have been in the Final 4. You know what we have in college football? We got 2 conferences, Big Ten, SEC. Take the top 2 teams in those conferences, play all 4. It's ridiculous. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Stay tuned for World News with Jamie Spindley.
This is Bulldog TV World News, today's headlines. A 5-year-old boy has been swept away by floodwaters in California as the state death toll reaches 14. Tens of thousands remain without power and mass evacuations are underway with more cyclones to come. About 1,000 people have been arrested in Brazil after supporters of former President Jair Bolsonaro stormed Congress, the presidential palace and the Supreme Court. The rioting came a week after President Luiz Lula da Silva was sworn in. Russia is likely to finally control most of the salt mining town of Soledar in Ukraine's east after a month-long battle with Ukrainian forces. Ukraine's president has said there is almost no life left after fighting in Soledar. The first orbital space launch from the UK soil began with a jumbo jet taking off from Newquay Airport in Cornwall. The mission will see a reposed 747 jumbo jet release a rocket over the Atlantic to take 9 satellites high above the Earth. Until tomorrow, take care and remember, every dog has its day.